Hi, my name's James Welsh. Welcome to my first nail video. And kind of what is my first? My first video. If you're here, you probably know me from my skincare channel or the Welsh Twins channel. But this is the start of me sharing my nail hobby with you. I've been doing my own nails since the first lockdown. And I started doing gel nails maybe 3 years ago, but I still class myself as an amateur. I hold no certificates or degrees or whatever you need. On this channel, I want to share my journey to hopefully becoming better, fine-tuning my skills, and learning from some of the amazing professionals that I follow online. One of my main things on my channel is I review Korean skincare, and it will be no surprise to those who already know me that I have a real love for Korean and Japanese actually nail products for a few reasons. Whilst I don't believe in non-toxic and chemical-free products, because everything's a chemical, toxic is an unregulated term, I do have some allergies to certain ingredients within gel nail polishes, and Korean gel nails tend to not include a lot of those allergens. Second of all, they're great for amateurs and DIYers like me. Most of them self-settle beautifully and they're very, very easy to use. I love a good concept, and usually all the brands' collections come with a really nice concept and an amazing packaging and all that kind of stuff. And thirdly, I just love the nail art coming out of Korea and Japan. So in the future of this channel, you will see me trying some more Korean and Japanese techniques. So the main way I've been teaching myself nail art is a few YouTube tutorials, but usually I just look at something I like online, like a nail set that I like over on Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok, whatever, and I try and copy that without really knowing how it was done. And that way I find that I'm learning a lot of different techniques, a lot of different ways to do things, making a lot of mistakes as well, but learning along the way, and that's what I want to do in these videos. That being said, I am an amateur DIYer and I want to learn while I'm here, so if you are a professional or you have any tips or tricks for me, please leave them in the comments below. So I'm going to recreate one of the nail looks that I got asked the most questions about, and this is a look by Rebecca Paints Nails over on Instagram. And I love this look. It's like a Halloween-y, galaxy, spacey, Smokey kind of thing, which I absolutely love. They're smoky, there's so much depth to them, there's these little star things that I don't know how to do. It looks like there's so many layers, but they're not thick, which is what I struggle with, is thick nails. So I'm going to be recreating this look on longer nails. So I'm going to be recreating this look. I am going to be putting some full coverage tips on, which I don't usually wear, but for this channel I want to do it. I've done a little bit of nail prep, but not too much because I'm just going to pop them off anyway. Okay, my nails look a little bit crusty. I actually destroyed them maybe about a year ago when I was trying to use an e-file for the first time, and they're growing out. You can literally see the point where the damage is. So I'm going to be using these DGEL canoe tips. I like these ones because they're a little bit peachy, so they kind of cover up all the like crustiness of my fingernails. Usually I do more nail prep if I wanted something like this to last a lot longer, and I'd like file these down to my exact size. But because I'm going to be popping them off with the peel off base gel, because I'm just doing it for this video and I never wear nails this long, I'm not going to pay too much attention to getting them the exact size, but that one feels right for that one. That's fine. Usually it's really obviously very important to size these up properly, otherwise they're going to be popping off, they're not going to stay on very well, you're going to have issues. My lamp is over here, but this is the best. If you do your own gel nails at home and you like changing up your design every couple of weeks, this is the only peel off base gel that lasts like more than two days, you know? And you cure that for 60 seconds. I always do my thumbs separately because I feel, I don't know, I just always have to do it separately. Yeah, I'll leave the link for this down below. It is always sold out all the time. So when you get it, stock up on it and just buy it when you see it, because it's always sold out. I've got like 5 in the cupboard because I need them. I don't usually do my nails like this. It's really hard to kind of like do it on camera and kind of try and stay in frame. I'm usually like up here like this. So I'll usually do a gel tip, then trim it right down just so I have a nice kind of like good length nail with a really nice apex. Solid nail glue gel has changed the way I apply nail tips. That's less messy than the traditional way of applying a thick base gel. So once I have my base coat on, let's do my thumbnail. I take my tip, I do just enough. I take the glue, I pat it down just a little bit. We're gonna need a little bit more actually. And how you usually would apply a tip, kind of push and press till you see the glue right at the tip there. Good thing about this is you have time to move it around. It's really easy to get rid of any kind of excess glue just around the corners. There's two ways I apply gel tips, and this is usually not the way I do it. I usually kind of like do a different way of applying them a little bit higher, then filling in the gap between the base of the tip and the cuticle, just because I find that they last a little bit longer, and I don't like e-filing around there as well. But I just want to get this design going, so I'm just applying these however's easier. The tips are done, so this is where I would usually buff. Not great, not great. It's just for this video. This is where I'd usually buff them and prep them for actual polish. But you know, again, it's just for today. Right, so let's take another look at this picture by the amazing Rebecca Paints Nails. If I learned anything about cat eye polish, magnet polish, is that it looks better on a black base. So I'm going to go in with a DGEL Signature Premium Nail Polish, and I'm just going to do black on every single finger. And then I have, of course, got a green. I'm bad with black polish for some reason. I think I get nervous, especially around the cuticle area, because it shows up so easily that you can see like any imperfection with a black, because it is just that like harsh line. Sorry, my thumb, I'm gonna have to do a little bit out of focus. This stuff is pretty good. It's pretty much like one coat. I always get so scared around the cuticle of black because I think any mistake shows up so easily, so I was trying to avoid it. Okay, black is done. They're a little bit transparent, but that doesn't matter because it's just a base layer for the main star of the show. The magnet polish, the cat eye polish, whatever you want to call it. So let's get this on. Those who don't know, magnet polish is polish with like magnetic glittery particles in that creates this almost like three-dimensional, I don't know how to explain it, three-dimensional, I don't know, you'll see. I think it got the name cat eye to begin with because people would just do like a magnetic kind of line through it, and you get this almost like cat eye effect. So with the magnetic cat eye polish, I like to do one layer of it before doing the magnet magic stuff. So quick montage of me doing all the nails again. And then we'll do the magnet. Okay, done. Time to cure for 30 seconds. Okay, first coat down. Next coat I'm going to be a little bit more careful with. And this is the magnet magic. I'm not gonna lie, it's hard doing it like this because I'm usually up here, like this kind of level, a bit further down, so it's hard like doing it all the way over here, relying on a monitor. Let's get into whatever awkward position I can film it in. Okay, so I'm just gonna go with the classic magnet technique. Where is my magnet? Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, there it is. So I'm just gonna go one side. Ooh, it never comes up as good on camera. The other side. Ooh. Then I'm gonna go at the top. And then I'm gonna go down the bottom. Hold it down there for a minute. I do one nail at a time with these because you do your magnet on one finger and then you put the magnet next to the other and it all changes again. So you need to cure between each one if you like the way you got the magnet cat eye looking. I do try and do them not as thick, but I think with this magnetic polish, it works better when there's a lot of polish to work with, like a lot of the magnetic glitters in here. There we go. It just adds so much depth to the fingernail. I kind of like that little like curve shape at the bottom to go up and down. The only issue is, right, is it shows up any area where you're lacking a bit of polish. You see the light kind of hits it and shows you where you've missed. Too late. Cure it. Okay, last magnet. I usually do both the sides and then top. Look at that. Can you see it? I don't know how well it comes off on like video, but I just love like the dimension and how it looks like bulbous. So next up is going to be that smoky, wispy galaxy, and honestly, see, I find this bit really tough. I'm going to be using a blooming gel, and I'm not 100% convinced I like that blooming gel. But if you don't know what a blooming gel is, the point is for the polish to bloom. So you do a layer of it, you draw on your design, it kind of like blooms out into a different shape. So what I'm going to be doing is getting one of my sticky palettes, getting my black again, and putting a bit of black on it. And a very fine tip brush, I don't know my brushes very well yet, to kind of create this like blooming galaxy look. So, smoky look even. So, the thicker your layer of blooming gel, the more it's going to bloom. And I don't like a thick layer. So just like do a very quick layer of that. I'm pretty sure you can do this with just a thick clear gel as well. And like a top gel I've seen people do it with. And I'm not sure if this is how it was done or if it was done with like acetone. And then I'm gonna kind of draw on this wispy S kind of shape, which I'm terrible at drawing stuff. So I'm gonna kind of have to do it like this. I'm not gonna be too precise because it's meant to be like smoky and free, you know? More. And like mess it up a bit, you see? So we get like this smoky wisp. And I'm just gonna give that a minute to do its thing, you know? You can see it's kind of like stretching out and blooming out, and it's got like this more smoky kind of effect to it. I like that, so I'm gonna cure it. 30 seconds. I have ruined this brush, so it's kind of like, you can see like all the hairs are separating, but I do like it for doing smoke because it kind of like gives it that more kind of free flow wispiness, like two sections coming off, you know? It looks a bit more natural rather than just one line. So I'm gonna call that a happy accident. Then I'm just gonna do exactly the same for all the other nails, try and change up the smoke a little bit. I honestly think it's going well so far. I've done this on short nails before, and honestly, I was so happy with the design because it was just kind of like a fluke accident that I did it relatively well. I hope you like the relaxing royalty-free music I'm playing for you. It's okay. Fine. This black polish just gets everywhere, like it's all in my fingernails, I'm just a mess. I should be wearing a glove, shouldn't I? Okay, so I think my camera actually stopped recording because I was going for so long, but I'm just doing the thumb now. Now, I don't know if you can tell in the picture, but there's this kind of like, it looks like there's a clear gel on top and then the stars and dots are done because there's this kind of separation from the background that gives it almost like this 3D kind of look to it. So that's what I'm gonna do. That's my best guess, is that it's a clear gel. And I'm gonna use, from the nail, their clear gel. Just add a bit of dimension again to it. So whilst that's curing, the next step is going to be the dots and the stars. And I am terrible at drawing. That's it, drawing in general. So what I'm gonna do is start the thumb, and I'm going to get a fair bit of gel on the brush, and I'm going to do a dot like this. And then I'm just gonna pull out the bits. Like so. No. That's not it. That's not it at all. No, it's very wrong. Okay, let's wipe that off. It's fine. We'll wipe it off. It's fine. It's hard getting the angle right because I'm always doing it like slightly crooked. Should I get white gloves? I don't know. Bring it down. I don't know if this is how you do it, but this is how I'm doing it. No, you know what? I need a finer brush, I think. That's not it either, but you know what? I'm just going to carry on and do a smaller one here. That isn't really done. Oh, why is this so difficult? Why is this the hardest bit? I'm going to do it again. Maybe I'll just start with the dots first, then choose a couple of them to turn into stars. Actually, do I not have a dot tool? So the answer to that was no, but what I do have is these acrylic pens, and I feel like that is going to be easier for the dots. Because you can just kind of do this, perfect. Yeah. Just dot. Because one of these dots, or two of these dots, are going to have to become stars. So now I got the dots, I'm just going to draw a line through them. So let's do this one here. That didn't work. Why are they curved? Oh. Down here, oh my god, look how old my hands look getting close up in HD. I hate that. Dog hair. Fine, I'm okay, that's fine. I don't mind that one. Okay, that one didn't quite go to plan. That actually looks crap. But you know what, we're gonna carry on. Gonna carry on. It's just a few gaps I'd like to fill. I think that will do. I'm gonna give that pen a minute to dry and then we'll do a top coat. Okay, so I'm gonna use the IZEMI Neo Top Gel High Gloss Overlay Top. It's just such a nice thin top coat, but really, really glossy. I feel like I've already got enough layers on here. I don't want a super thick top coat. Okay, and these are the finished nails with, is it focusing? With the top coat. Not bad, not the best, I will say. I think the stars are probably the most difficult thing I had to do. I should have done a darker galaxy, like more smoke. It feels a bit empty in certain places, so more smoke definitely would have filled that up. So I don't think it's my worst. I definitely don't think it's my best, but for the first time doing it on camera at a funny angle that I've never done it at, I think I've done okay. I would really like to get get better at hand drawing on nails. I can't draw in real life, so I don't know why I think I'd be able to on nails, but just basic line work I think will really benefit me. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Please, tips, advice, all these kind of things in the comments below. And don't forget to check out Rebecca Paints Nails. I'll link her Instagram in the description box down below. Well, that's it from me. Bye.